French Foreign Legion, an elite fighting force comprising around 9,500 volunteers from around the world. An army with a legendary reputation, where discipline, tradition, and obedience are paramount.
You receive orders and execute them.
Particularly important for jungle warfare.
Not being alert could be fatal.
This remote camp in the rainforest of French Guiana is where the Foreign Legion trains soldiers for jungle warfare. Participants are left to fend for themselves for the duration of the grueling 2-week course. Once the fire's been lit, they waste no time preparing food. The trainees have quickly learned how to survive in this inhospitable environment. A little further north is the town of Kourou. It's headquarters for the Foreign Legion's 3rd Infantry Regiment, the unit specializing in jungle warfare. When the regiment was officially moved here in 1973, it initially faced opposition.
It took a bit of persuasion from the French Ministry of Defense before Guyana agreed to host the regiment. The Foreign Legion has always had a reputation as an excellent military force, but is also known for being difficult to deal with.
There are now around 600 Legionnaires and officers stationed in Kourou. The regiment's training grounds in French Guiana lie almost 7,000 kilometers across the Atlantic from Paris, on the northeast coast of South America. As a French overseas department, the territory is part of the European Union. It's similar in size to Austria, and more than 90% rainforest. The 3rd Foreign Infantry Regiment is a combat unit comprising a number of companies. It goes by the nickname Regiment de la Selva, or the Jungle Regiment.
It's the most highly decorated regiment of the Foreign Legion and has been stationed in Guyana for more than 50 years now. We specialize in jungle warfare.
Legionnaires learn not only how to fight a potential enemy, but also how to master the jungle. Among the various challenges that entails, crossing a body of water with weapons and in full uniform. The 3rd Regiment also plays a role on the political front, as a demonstration of French military strength overseas, boosting its influence in South America.
This is also an intervention regiment. It has to be able to march into crisis regions when necessary.
Another important task of the regiment is combating illegal gold mining activities. This outpost, called Camp Bélizon, is the base for Operation Harpie. The imposing eagle species from which it gets its name symbolizes the strength and endurance needed for the mission, which launched in 2008. Its aim: to put an end to clandestine gold mining in French Guiana.
We've been carrying out the mission at this location for months and have a permanent presence, but the illegal miners keep coming back. Every time we're here, we find them.
Lieutenant Noé is in charge of Operation Harpie. He's originally from Madagascar and has been with the Legion for many years.
Our mission will take us in the direction of PK-60. We leave at 4:30 a.m., so we get up at 3:30. Once everyone's had breakfast, we set off towards PK-60.
The team also includes a male and a female officer from the French Gendarmerie, who are in charge of legal matters. The Legion was originally intended only for overseas operations, but over the past few decades, its role has evolved.
As part of the fight against terrorism, Legionnaires now sometimes take on guard duties too. For example, you might see Legionnaires on patrol in Paris or other major cities. But in the event of civil war-like conditions in France, the Foreign Legion would not be deployed.
Soldiers and gendarmes involved in Operation Harpie tend to spend days or even weeks deep in the jungle, cut off from the outside world. Everything they'll need to survive has to fit in a backpack.
A lighter and a second waterproof one in case the first one doesn't work, just to be safe. A candle to keep animals away, including bats, which we encounter now and again.
The most dangerous thing in the jungle is the wildlife. You get venomous snakes here, and scorpion stings can be deadly. Even the trees can be dangerous. The incessant rain makes the ground soft. The trees can topple easily, so accidents can happen really quickly here in the forest.
The dry season lasts from July until November. The rest of the year is extremely wet, with around 200 days of rainfall annually. Temperatures are consistently tropical, averaging around 26 degrees year-round. And the next morning predictably begins with rain. The Legionnaires set off well before dawn. The illegal gold miners, the Rainforest, operate at night. If the soldiers arrive too late, they'll have disappeared into the jungle with their gear, without a trace. This deployment begins with a long uphill march. The Legionnaires are soon drenched, but at least the rain dampens the sound of their movements. The unit is able to speed up, but their hands never leave their weapons.
The mission can be dangerous because they are armed too. They carry weapons to protect themselves. They frequently fight among themselves, stealing gold from each other and other spoils.
Just before reaching the summit, they notice something moving. It's already getting light, but visibility is still poor under the dense tree canopy. The Legionnaires spot a man, perhaps a gold miner. Fortunately, he's not armed. Most garimpeiros come from poorer areas of Brazil. With many having no education or profession, digging for gold is a chance to make money, akin to a modern-day El Dorado. French Guiana borders both Suriname and Brazil, where decades of mining has caused gold deposits to dwindle. In French Guiana, meanwhile, the deposits are largely untouched and therefore attract prospectors.
Where did you get the rope from? Yes, the rope.
The man claims he was just going for a walk on his own in the rainforest and happened to find the rope. The kind of story Lieutenant Noe hears often. He knows what to look for.
Photo. More.
En fait, de temps en temps, ils prennent des photos du site.
They do actually sometimes take photos of their camp and send them to friends in Brazil. For us, that's an important lead to where to look for more of them.
Qu'on peut savoir tout de suite l'endroit.
On this occasion, Noe and his colleagues find no more photos or any other evidence. They can only arrest someone if they're actually caught mining gold, or at least have gold on them. Taking a solitary stroll in the rainforest is barely believable, but not a crime. So this man is given a warning. Clandestine gold mining poses a growing threat to the rainforest ecosystem. To extract the precious metal from the rock elements, miners use highly toxic mercury, which ends up in the river.
Plus, these gold mining camps often attract drug dealers, prostitution, and similar problems. It's a kind of economy that ultimately endangers the entire country, environmentally and socially.
Operation Harpie also involves making life as difficult as possible for the miners. Everything the team finds is destroyed on the spot. With their job done at this camp, the squad moves on. Just a few hundred meters further, the Legionnaires find something conspicuous: laundry hanging out to dry over a stream. Evidence of more illegal gold diggers. Lieutenant Noe sends an advance party ahead, while we stay back. As we later see, the team seems to have made a significant discovery: another camp where they find people and search them. Someone then shows up who appears to be in charge. The bosses usually own the machinery and hire people to cook for their workers. And this certainly looks like a field kitchen, but there's no definitive evidence. The Legionnaires destroy the makeshift setup and warn the people manning it. In the afternoon, they return to Camp Bélizon. Lieutenant Noe is happy with how the mission went.
On a réalisé la mission jusqu'au bout.
A mission completed with no accidents is a good day. The results aren't bad either. We found some people and destroyed their food, materials, and clothes. The garimpeiros won't be able to replace them here in the jungle. And it costs them money.
This mission is over. The next one will begin in a few days. Back to the Foreign Legion's jungle training base. It's the first day for a new group of soldiers. Before things get underway, they're given a clear message.
For anyone who hasn't understood where they are, this is the Legion. We do everything quickly, and we're good at it. The Legion, understand? Show that you're up to the job, and it'll be less painful. Everything I say, you do quickly. Backpacks on. Quickly. 10, 9, 8.
Those who aren't quick enough will have to pay, typically with push-ups, but sometimes sit-ups or other exercises.
Here during training, we use physical exercises as penalties. It's to apply some pressure, plus it's good for them because it improves their fitness.
The trainees include soldiers from the Saint-Cyr Officer Training Academy in France.
Into the push-up position.
Most of the participants at the Jungle Training Center come from the French army, but there are also soldiers from allied countries as well as Legionnaires.
En position pour les ponts. Ça manque de détermination.
For officer candidates, the 2-week ordeal is mandatory and will be the toughest part of their training. Those who don't pass the course will get a lower overall grade and a lower ranking.
Viva! Viva! Viva!
The new arrivals start by having to show how fit they are. For many, the first major challenge, including Mathilde Anat.
Unfortunately, I didn't do very well in 2 exercises. I only managed 3 out of 4 pull-ups, and you're supposed to do the rope climb using only your arms, something I've never managed despite training.
The Foreign Legion is a branch of the French military assigned to the Ministry of Defense.
As the government sees it, control of the armed forces is very important. That's what distinguishes units like the French Foreign Legion from mercenary forces like the Wagner Group.
The French armed forces have one of the highest percentages of women among NATO members, but women are still rare at the camp. Women are still barred from joining the Foreign Legion, although that doesn't matter when it comes to training.
There's no special treatment for women. They're not worse or better than men. There is a physical difference compared to the strongest men, but there are also male participants who might be weaker than some women.
Lucas Pogliano, originally from Chile, is one of the stronger members of the team. Once a Legionnaire himself, he transferred to the regular French army and is now attending officer school. He's eager to make a good impression.
I'd like to return to the Legion, ideally back to the regiment I was in before. But I also like it here in the 3rd Regiment, in the jungle.
Today, Lucas is leading the group. It's a role that rotates daily, which enables the instructors to quietly assess each participant's leadership skills. The group pays a visit to the animalerie, a kind of zoo where they come face to face with some of the dangerous creatures awaiting them in the jungle.
We need to be careful with this one, really dangerous.
The snakes are just one of many dangers lurking in the rainforest. The group will also have to deal with heat and exhaustion. And there's no turning back. They're brought by boat to the training area, where they'll stay until the course is over.
12 minutes to reach camp, okay? You'll need to really step on it. Got that? On your way then.
The officer cadets leave not only the safety of their usual environment behind, but also their camp beds. For the next 2 weeks, they'll be sleeping in hammocks.
The rainforest is a very rugged environment, which is probably why the French army comes here to train. The surroundings themselves are already a big challenge.
It's my first time. I'm just trying to make it through somehow, but it's tough going.
That determined spirit is appreciated and expected by the Legion, and one that former Legionnaire Lucas has internalized.
I see it as part of the training. Sure, it's brutal, whether it's the exercises or everything else. It's just never ending. But if I'm told to do something, I do it.
There are no bathroom facilities out here. All they have for washing themselves, their clothes and their equipment are muddy streams.
All done. We're ready.
The next 2 weeks will be tough, an experience they won't forget. Lieutenant Noe and his team are also back in action, hunting illegal gold miners.
Today, we're going to do a little river patrol, together with another group of Legionnaires from my section.
The Legion was founded in 1831 as an elite unit made up only of foreign nationals. Even today, Frenchmen are few and far between.
We have over 150 nationalities in the Legion, a real asset. That's what's interesting about the Legion. The best way to understand it is to experience it.
To reach the river camp, the team has to cross the Aprouag River. Garimperos used the river to transport equipment and people. Which is why this barrier was set up. Still, the soldiers regularly come across illicit miners in the rainforest. In the afternoon, the team sets off in 2 boats to patrol the river. Eventually, they go ashore. Trampled leaves have them suspecting Garimperos nearby. As quietly as they can, the Legionnaires, accompanied by gendarmes, make their way through the rainforest. They spread out in different directions, but initially find no sign of illegal miners. Until they do.
Five canisters.
Okay, we gather them all up, put them in a pile and burn them.
Did you record the coordinates?
Yes, I've already marked the point.
Okay, nice work, Sergeant. Mission over for us. Let's go.
Like most officers in the Foreign Legion, Lieutenant Noe didn't train as a Legionnaire. He attended a French Army Officers' Academy before joining the Legion. Unlike regular Legionnaires, most officers here are French. Lieutenant Noe is an exception.
Serving in the Legion is my own choice, and a courageous one. The Legion is an elite unit, and very prestigious. For me, it's an honor to command Legionnaires.
And it's not just Legionnaires. Here at the training camp, the Foreign Legion gives orders to members of the French Army. Today, Mathilde and Lucas face their first obstacle course.
Don't let your emotions get to you. There's no point shouting or complaining. Use your energy to overcome obstacles. Got that?
The Liana course features 17 obstacles, a test not just of physical, but also mental strength.
With all the requisite tests, participants have to push their limits. If they stay in their comfort zone, the results are bound to be poor.
Technique is also crucial. There's rules for how to overcome each obstacle. Breaking them means 0 points. The maximum is 20 points per course.
Get your leg up. Don't change your technique. And descend.
The instructors are relentless.
Don't change your technique.
Ça y va.
I just don't have the right technique. I tried with my legs, but that's not allowed. I hope they let me continue. We'll see.
Any mistake by one individual means punishment for the entire group. This soldier is struggling with a jump.
Group into push-up position. Motivate him.
On y va. En bas. Vive!
Jump for your comrades. And up.
The Legionnaires have this attitude where they tend to look down on regular French army units, as if to say, they're wimps compared to us. That's part of the Legion's elite image, which isn't always justified, but it's definitely something they cultivate.
After the warm-up, participants' times are clocked. They have a maximum of 10 minutes for the course. Lucas is relieved.
I was faster than when I started and had the right technique.
3, 2, 1, go.
Next up is Mathilde. Her preliminary rounds didn't go so well, but she's fired up.
Number 18, Lyon course completed, no mistakes, at your command instructor. I made it through the obstacles and I'm happy. I don't think it was within the time limit, but we'll see.
And the day isn't over yet. Like every evening, the participants have to work off their penalties, which means countless exercises amid the permanent noise.
Group punishments are also quite normal in the German army, for example. The question is the intensity. How many push-ups do people have to do before they collapse? And it becomes counterproductive.
Tasked with training the best of the best, the Legion maintains its own rules and standards. Perhaps the next day will be more relaxed. For the jungle training group, today's big lesson is botany.
This is a palm with no thorns and a white underside. There are also topography exercises, which is another benefit of the jungle excursions. The forest is very dense with limited visibility and very few landmarks.
Trainees are also taught how to build a shelter from plants and get an introduction to the native fruits of French Guiana while learning which animals are edible.
A tiger catfish. The other one is the catfish. This one is the tiger catfish.
And even in culinary classes, it's a tough drill.
This one? Sit. Up. Which fish? Sit. Up.
The officer cadets finally get their first freshly prepared meal since the start of the course. But Mathilde has already lost her appetite.
It burns going down.
In the afternoon, shooting practice. But first, they have to don their life jackets, pronto.
20 seconds. 6, 5, 4. That's gearing up. 3, 2, 1. Sit. If you're outfitted right for swimming, you'll look different. The orange side is wrong. Sit. On your feet.
This shooting practice will be on a river, new territory for the trainees, who will now be taking aim from a moving boat.
I'm the one who gives the order to fire, even if you see the target. Rifles outside the boat. Fire. Rifles well outside. Fire.
From the stories I'd heard, I was expecting it to be tougher.
But Lucas doesn't know what awaits him the next day. Back at the barracks in Kourou, as the rain pours down, a group of Legionnaires prepares for the regiment's second major duty, the Titan mission.
It is now 8:30. We'll be there at 8:40. My group has 8 Legionnaires, a chief pilot, a flight commander, and a radio operator, and the men manning the machine gun. And the others in the group are on hand to intervene and engage enemies, regardless of what kind of threat it is.
In 2008, the Legion was entrusted with guarding the European Space Agency's centre here in French Guiana. Where rockets like the Ariane 6 are launched into space. Up to 12 launches take place in Kourou each year, with security at a maximum.
My team is trained and can stay alert, without sleeping, without eating, no matter how long. That's our spirit.
Securing the Titan mission is a challenge due to the spaceport covering almost 700 square kilometers. With most of that area practically inaccessible, the Legion uses special vehicles. The all-terrain HT-270, nicknamed the Crab. Able to operate on land and water, it's a vital on-the-ground member of the Titan mission. There are various potential dangers, from people trying to stop the launch to destroying rocket parts. The Legion also monitors the skies and waterways. Up to 250 Legionnaires are deployed at the spaceport.
Right now it's humid. Which is better? When the sun isn't shining, we're more alert. We're used to that.
The Titan mission is an international showcase for the Foreign Legion. At the Jungle Training Centre further south, the training course for the French officer cadets is entering its final phase. Each day it gets tougher.
Allez, fort. Allez, fort. Fort. Lâche pas. Fort. Tiens-moi cette corde.
Donc nous aurons environ 10%.
By the end, we'll have about 10% of trainees injured, and maybe another 10% who drop out.
Today, they face an especially demanding course, the Peikari, with 13 obstacles every 20 meters, to be completed within 10 minutes.
I'm curious to see what happens. Start fast, finish fast.
3, 2, 1, départ.
Mathilde has been pushed to the breaking point over the last few days, but today she's determined to make it.
It's a lot harder. There's the mud for starters. It takes longer. Everything is slippery, and you have no grip. There are lots of obstacles that really hurt. I think I'm going to have a huge bruise.
The first accidents begin to happen, with fatigue causing soldiers to slip, fall, and get hurt. Heat, mud, and exhaustion, a dangerous combination. Plenty of work for the medics who are on hand every day.
I fell yesterday.
We're treating the injury to minimize it and are immobilizing the hand in case there's a suspected fracture. But we won't send him for an X-ray right away. He'll continue for now.
Part of the group practices carrying a wounded soldier, in this case, a wooden barrel dummy. Their strength is fading, moving just a few centimeters at a time, while the instructors continue to push them.
You have to go down the middle. Let's move. There's more space up front. 2, 3, and up.
It's a tough environment. Surviving here requires particular skills. We don't need people who are top-notch physically but don't listen and just do what they want. We need people who are in permanent combat mode.
Carrying a real person through the barely passable mud would be irresponsible, and the soldiers are already under enough stress. Waist deep in mud, in full gear and with a heavy backpack on their shoulders. Some soldiers collapse. One has a flashback, with the constant noise and stress bringing him back to his time on the front line.
If it's serious, we call the helicopter and have them evacuated to the hospitals in Cayenne or Kourou. Serious injuries might be where someone falls from more than 2 meters. If someone's unconscious, it could be a severe cervical spine trauma or something connected to poisonous stings or bites. But right now we have nothing serious.
But there are plenty of injuries. And later in the evening, the helicopter is indeed called. A treacherous training regime for an equally treacherous future mission.
Militärorganisationen haben ein totalisierendes Element.
Military organizations have a totalizing element. When you join the military, you're not just committing to a certain amount of time working there. You're also committing to, if need be, risk your own life and health, or even to endanger the lives and health of others. In extreme cases, you become part of the organization with your entire self.
Mathilde signed up for all of it, including the brutal training course, determined to further her military career.
Numéro
Number 18, Peccary course completed. 3 mistakes at your command instructor. I failed on 4, no, 3. 1 less than I thought. Not great. I should have gotten all of them, but I did what I could.
Lucas likewise grits his teeth as he approaches the end of the course. Even for him, as a trained Legionnaire, the course is a huge challenge.
You have to pace yourself. The first obstacles were really strength-sapping. By the time you get to the last and toughest obstacles, you have no energy left. I made it, but now we'll see what my time was.
For 14 days, the officer cadets fought their way through hugely demanding challenges, learning to survive in the jungle and to push their own limits. Despite the grueling ordeal, Mathilde is happy.
It's exactly how I imagined it. I'm genuinely not surprised. At the Saussure Officers Academy, this is one of the courses we look forward to most. So of course we watch a lot of videos and have both dreams and nightmares about it. So we knew what to expect. But hey, it's still tough.
Lucas, the former Legionnaire hoping to make officer rank, seems almost at home in the jungle.
I actually wanted to go back to my old regiment. But who knows? If I like it, maybe I'll come back here.
Both soldiers make it through the course and pass what is surely the toughest part of their training, with punishing drills and even tougher obstacle courses. They finished their time at this elite training center in the middle of the rainforest.